Welcome back to another Project Rebirth review. Today we're going to take a look at the DC Comics Originals Batman figure. This is the last of the three that I'm reviewing. We reviewed previously Poison Ivy and the Joker. Here's a look at the front of the box. Here is the left side of the box, the right side, and here's a look at the back of the box, showing the three figures in this series, of course being Batman, Joker, and Poison Ivy. And with regard to Batman and the Joker, these were meant to evoke the Toy Biz figures from the past and try to emulate those as much as possible in these new modern figures. Alright, let's get this DC Originals Batman out of the box. Taking a look at the inner packaging, we can see the figure comes with a grapple gun and a grapple hook that comes with a short tether cord to the grapple hook itself. And I would note that these two accessories are nearly identical to the accessories that came with the original Toy Biz figure. Okay, so here's the figure out of the box, and here's a look at the accessories. There's the grapple gun, and the boomerang. And you can see that there's a cord attached. At the end of the cord is like a solid plastic piece that can go into the gun itself, so that you can have an extended batarang or grapple hook attached to the gun. Let's take a 360 look at the DC Origins Batman. Compare this figure with some other action figures. Here's the DC Originals Batman with the two other figures in the DC Originals collection, the DC Originals Joker on the left and Poison Ivy on the right. And I would point out that right now these figures are on clearance at Target. Here he is next to the Arkham Origins Batman with the Batman Missions Robin, and here he is with the DC Multiverse Batman Beyond figure. Let's take a look at articulation. Figure's head can rotate all the way around 360. Arms can extend to about 90 degrees. Rotate at the bicep. Bend in at the elbow to about 90 degrees. Can flex inward and outward at the wrist. And rotate at the wrist. Figure can rotate at the waist. Can bend down with an ab crunch. And return to neutral, but not really bend backwards. Figure's head can bend down to about there and look up quite a bit. Figure can do the splits outward. There is a thigh cut for rotation. And bend at the knee to about that much. And the foot can flex upward and down. And, I saw someone's review that said there was an ankle pivot, but mine don't really seem to move at all. So I could be mistaken, but mine appear just to flex upward and downward. As I stated, there was a problem with this figure's feet. In packaging, they were kind of bent inward. And it really took a lot of struggle to get this figure where it could stand up and down. But now it's doing that just fine. Alright, so here's my final thoughts with regard to the DC Multiverse and DC Originals Batman figure. How you feel about this Batman figure, and for me, how I feel about it really depends on whether or not you owned the previous Toy Biz Batman. If you did, I think you're going to love and cherish this figure. I didn't own that one, and for me, like this is kind of cool. I bought it because I don't have any Michael Keaton Batman figures in the 6-inch scale. So it kind of fills that role, but, the lack of details in the face, it kind of looks like, somewhat of a comic book face, but, not perfect. I would have preferred a figure that looked more like Michael Keaton and, paid more of a tribute to that actual character from the movie. But what they did here, and they did an outstanding job, was to make a figure based on another action figure. And of course, the problem is that action figure was lacking in detail and resemblance to the Michael Keaton from the movie. So, if you had that figure, if that was a figure it was beloved to you from your childhood, you were absolutely going to love this figure, and there'd be no doubt you should buy it. If not, it's going to be more of a mixed bag. I did pick it up, but it was kind of, one that I could have, taken or leaving. So it's not an enthusiastic hell yes, but not a hell no either. It's a okay figure. I would note that my grapple gun was bent in the packaging. I did not make any efforts to hit it with a hairdryer or warm it up in any way, but that was a disappointment. And my figure's, his ankles were bent in a goofy way where it took a while to get him to stand upright. So those were some disappointments. And overall, the figure feels a little bit cheap when you're moving the arms and joints, more so than with the other figures I've dealt with in this line. I'm not sure what that's all about, but, it's okay. So anyway, for me, this is just so-so, but you might just love this figure. So I appreciate you watching this video and making up your own mind. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next Project Rebirth review.